What's good, Joe? Welcome back to F1. F1 Thursdays, fabulous. Well, terrific Thursdays, terrific Thursdays. Shout out to Ryan F1. All credit goes to him. Zhou Guanyu's rookie season is better than it seems. So since we are at the Chinese Grand Prix this weekend, I'm like, let's just continue the footage on like Chinese drivers. Obviously, Zhou Guanyu is like the first driver to be in F1, and I want to just see like go over like his upbringing, like how he got the F1 stuff like that. Cause listen, I always enjoy like knowing about knowing about the drivers like junior days, stuff like that. So should be a good one. As obviously, don't forget to like the video and sub as well. Good race this weekend. I think we've had some practices going on already, stuff like that. I think today's the first day. I think FP1. So it should be a good race. It should be a lot of that race as well. I have to double check the time. I think it's gonna be like early in the morning anyway, but I will double check the time. Outside that, boys and girls, that's pretty much it. That's it. Hey, I tell y'all, these intros are getting quicker and quicker. Don't forget to like a video. Let's get it.
During the summer break, this graph came out, and it really makes it look as if Bottas was beating Zhou's ass this season. This is just another example of how stats do not show the full picture, and we're going to take a look at Zhou's season and why I think he's one of the best young drivers on Formula 1 right now. China's first F1 driver has always had a great speed, and his junior career goes to show exactly that. He moved to Sheffield in 2012 for a more competitive scene to that of China, and he was on the pace right away. The year after, he just absolutely dominated. His stats for 2013 show he competed in 5 karting championships, where he won 2 of them, was runner-up in 1, and finished 3rd in 2. For the 2015 Italian Formula 4 season, he finished 2nd. That year, he also signed with the Ferrari Driver Academy and moved to Formula 3 for 2016. Here, I must say he wasn't a superstar. With an amazing talent pool, Zhou had to battle against drivers like Russell, Stroll, Norris, Ilott, Schumacher, Ticktum, Bibbs, and Schwartzman, and many more.
God dang, yeah. You gotta see why, I mean. Gotta go up against Lando. But I think like Leclerc and Verstappen grew up together going against each other. But you have Lando, George Russell, Lance Stroll, like future F1 drivers and like others as well. Like, yeah, it's gonna be tough. But hey, shout out to Guanyu. Did what he needed to do, and look where he is. With what stake? Performing. He's doing decent.
Over the 3 seasons, he was there. Still, he took 2 wins in 2018 before moving up to Formula 2. Zhou moved from the Ferrari Academy to the Renault Young Driver program in 2019, and unlike in F3, F2 would be a series where he would improve year after year. Unlike many drivers, he needed a bit of adjusting to get to grips with his machinery, and his 2nd season already showed a lot of speed. 2021, I must say, was his breakthrough year. He raced in both Formula 3 Asia and Formula 2, dominating the former and finishing 3rd in the latter. Even though he was inconsistent at times, I think he can be proud of his performance, taking...
Also, what's the difference between what's this F2 Asia, F2 America, F2 British, F2 Italian, F3 French, F3 Italian, like, is that just different F1, like, Formula Series just in that specific country? Like, because it's just so many. It's just so many of these, like,
4 wins,
like,
the only driver to beat him was champion Piastri in that department. He was only 9 points behind 2nd place Schwartzman. That season, he also made his debut as a test driver for the Alpine team, before cutting ties altogether and joining Alfa Romeo as their official Formula 1 driver for 2022.
Love it.
Zhou Guanyu qualified P15 for the Bahrain Grand Prix and finished 5 places up, taking his first points on his debut race. He almost made the points again in Saudi Arabia and Australia, even after not yet feeling comfortable with the car. He was just off the pace in Imola, and in Miami, the bad luck started hitting. He retired from a water leak on lap 6. In Spain, Zhou was one of many drivers to get blocked on qualifying, even after a promising few laps. It didn't matter much though, as a power loss on lap 15 made him DNF again. He was just off the pace again in Monaco, but in Baku he qualified in front of Bottas and was sitting in 10th, before a hydraulics problem put him out of the race.
Valtteri Bottas or Guanyu so far earlier in the season? You guys let me know which one do y'all think has had the better season? Guanyu or Valtteri?
He finished a fantastic 8th
like
in
that, didn't
Canada
you?
and qualified 8th for Silverstone. Here, another promising weekend came to an early end after Russell made contact with him. This put him upside down, rolled him onto the gravel, and trapped him between the catch fence and the tire barrier.
Golly.
A strategy screw up denied him of a possible points finish in Austria and again in Hungary. For Spa, the car just didn't have the speed, and even after starting P18, he only managed to finish 14th. For the Dutch Grand Prix, he qualified in front of Bottas in a race the Alfa Romeo struggled with as well. This is the panorama so far, and it doesn't even tell the full story. At the start of the season, Alfa Romeo had a very competitive package, and for 6 out of the 7 last races, we could clearly see Zhou matching Bottas' pace. The thing is, the car isn't in the fight anymore. McLaren and Alpine handily overtook them, and even Aston Martin and AlphaTauri seem to threaten their position towards the end of the year. This is what happens with drives like these, and this is the result of people just looking at the numbers.
That Alfa Romeo
Conclusions are drawn way too early. A lot of people hate on Zhou and want to see him out of Formula 1, but in pure speed I reckon he could outdrive Bottas consistently very shortly, if not now already. He's a driver with a lot of courage and speed. I just want him to have the opportunity to prove himself. I would like to see a contract extension drafted as soon as possible.
Oh, yeah, he is.
And since the driver market is kinda crazy right now, I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up hopping teams. I just want to see him on the grid next season, because I know he's got what it takes to stay in Formula 1.
We need it.
I would say this has been a great first season so far for Zhou and Yu. We just have to know not to take stats at face value. Do you agree? Do you disagree with me? Leave in a
Shout out Guanyu. But I will say this. For a short video, it's very, very informative. Let me just say that. For a short video, very, very informative. But I wouldn't say that. I was just thinking in my head just now. I'm like, look at China having Guanyu having an F1 driver to, support. Look at here in the States, we have, Logan Sargent to support, stuff like that. And it's like, certain countries just need that driver. Like, you look at Brazil, for example. Nelson Piquet, Barrichello, Senna, like, all 3 great Brazilian drivers, but like, recently, like, you look at it now, I don't think we have a Brazilian driver in F1. Like, we don't. Like, Japan has one, Yuki, Valtteri, I forgot which his nationality. I was gonna say Sweden, but I don't think it's that. But it's like having a driver in a very, very high F1 like country, you could say, whatever, is like big. So hopefully Guanyu continues to stay in F1. I think he is gonna stay in F1. Is it going to be with, Stake, whatever? I don't know, Alfa Romeo. It's not called Alfa Romeo, but you guys know what I mean. Stuff like that. But my boy, man, hey, big race from this weekend. He's if he gets anywhere top 10, he's driver of the day. You guys let me know, guys, thoughts about that. Comments down below. Be safe, be amazing. I'll see you guys then. Peace.